Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing part 5 of my wax collection video, and we're joined by Caroline today. She's gonna be 1 tomorrow, you guys. She was born on April 1st. I can't believe it, you're gonna be 1. You're such a big girl. So we are celebrating at home with just me and her and her dad and Mason. We're doing a little isolation party. She's got a little cupcake. I can't wait to see her smash the crap out of the cupcake. Anyway, part 5. I'm discussing my fall Christmassy time fragrances. For the most part, these are strictly scents that I would only melt during that time of year. There's maybe like 1 or 2 that I would, or that I wouldn't mind melting in like the summer or the end of summer or whatever. But for the most part, they're all like Christmas, fall time scents. So, just a quick disclaimer that I feel I need to mention in each video. This is my own personal collection and it's not for sale. It's just for my personal use in my home. So, if you haven't checked out parts 1 through 4, they are uploaded on my channel. We've already discussed my fruity, fresh, floral, and Disney scents. First one, I have 6 bars of Snow-Kissed Cranberry. This is awesome. I think I sampled out a couple of the bars and I kept the rest because it's awesome. This is my favorite cranberry scent that I think Scentsy's done. It's sweet, candied cranberry. Like you can smell that sweet candy note and that slightly tart, but yet still sweet cranberry. And I think there's like a slight woodsy, musky note, which is almost not even there. It's mainly like a candied sweet cranberry. And I love it. I'm thinking, hold on, sweetheart. Let me just, there we go. I'm thinking that this, it did so well for like, it was so popular and sold out pretty quick that I'm thinking this is going to make it into the next fall winter catalog. I really hope so because it's good. So I've got quite a few bars of those. I will say it is light. It's pretty light. Not open concept worthy. Definitely small area for sure with that one, but it doesn't bother me. Like I still love it. And then I have 2 spiced grapefruit, and this one I haven't warmed yet. It was available in the summertime Bring Back My Bar, and this one reminds me a little bit of Autumn Sunrise, which I had mentioned in my fruity video, I think, part 1. It smells a little bit like that. It's like that Autumn Sunrise mixed with a grapefruit. And I'm not huge on the grapefruit scents, but because it has that same effect that Autumn Sunrise has, I don't mind it. It's really nice. And there are some people who are comparing this to Wassail Wonderland, I think. I've never smelled that one, so I'm not sure about the comparison there. But some people have said if you really liked Wassail Wonderland, you'd probably like this one. So I've got 2 of those. And then I have a few Cider Mill here, 4 bars of Cider Mill. This is one of the ones that I could see myself starting to warm at the end of summer because it's just sweet with like a hint of a spice or like a cider. It's like apple cider, sweetened apple cider mixed with a nice fresh pumpkin. And And I don't get a ton of pumpkin on cold, but it really comes out when it's warming. It's just a nice sweet cider, so slightly spicy apple cider pumpkin scent. It's a staple. I do have it in my Scentsy club, but I'm not really worried that it's not going to come back because it's so popular. It's like you can't have fall without cider mill. So there's that. I have a cozy cookie. This is from the Cozy collection. This one was probably one of my least favorites from that collection. And I think it's supposed to be like a brown sugar or like a gingerbread cookie for Christmas time. And it really is like gingerbread. I think that's what it is. I mean, that's what I get from it anyway. And I wasn't a huge fan of gingerbread donut, and it kind of smells similar to that. I don't know. It's like gingerbread sugar cookie, but there's also kind of a burnt quality to it. And it's just not my favorite. So, I mean, I'll warm it and I'll be fine. It's not something that like I can't stand. So I'll warm it and it just wouldn't be a repurchase. However, I hope that along with the snow-kissed cranberry, we see Cozy Spice and Cozy Cabin again, because those are friggin' awesome. What else do we have here? We have a pumpkin cinnamon swirl. This is another fall time staple. It's supposed to have cinnamon in it, but I don't get a cinnamon. Like, at all. I wouldn't smell this and be like, oh yeah, that's spicy. I don't smell a spice note. Not really. No, like maybe there's something there, but it's not like red hot. It's not in your face at all. So if you're worried about the cinnamon, I wouldn't, because it's not even there. I get like canned pumpkin, or just like a very prominent pumpkin note, but it's sweet, and then there's like a vanilla frosting. That's what I get. I like it. I really like that one. So that's pumpkin cinnamon swirl. And then I have a pumpkin roll here, which is kind of like the cinnamon swirl, but this one you can get more cinnamon for sure from this. This is supposed to be like a Cinnabon pumpkin flavored, and that's what it is. There is that like spice note with that pumpkin, and there's like a sweet vanilla drizzle or something like that. I don't know which one I like better. I think I like the pumpkin cinnamon swirl better. And then the pumpkin roll is for my boyfriend because he likes that one. And then I have a clove and cinnamon. I think I've only ever warmed testers of this before, and I have to try a bar of everything at least once. So this one I'll definitely warm this fall. It's clove and cinnamon. That's pretty much what it is. And then I also have a cinnamon bear here. And this is another one that I haven't warmed full, like a bar of. These two are kind of almost the same, but this one is like fall time spices, like clove, cinnamon. This one is like red hot candy cinnamon. So this one's a little bit sweeter and brighter. And this one, the clove and cinnamon, is just a little bit more deeper and earthy. This one makes me think of like fall leaves. So there's clove and cinnamon bear. So I have those two. I have 3 honey pear cider. And this is a scent, this is one of the scents that I could warm in the summertime. It's fruity. It's honey pear cider. There is a cider spice in here, but it's not like, you know, clove and cinnamon spice. It's like sweet apple cider with a nice juicy pear note and a honey. Oh, it's so delicious. So this one is also in my Scentsy Club as well. So that's another one that I feel like I would be very shocked if it was discontinued and didn't come back for the next catalog. I have a brown sugar praline. This was from the holiday trio that we just had this past Christmas. There was this one, hazelnut frosting, and evergreen and grapefruit. This was probably my least favorite from that collection. It's brown sugar pastry and it is a powerhouse. So I will go through this and it will probably not be a repurchase. And then I have a cinnamon vanilla here, and this is a year-round fragrance in the catalog, but the cinnamon is very noticeable, and something that has that much spice in it, I feel is just, for me, it's weird to melt like a prominently cinnamon scent in the summertime. So I tend to do this as a transition or just strictly in the fall. So end of summer, fall time. It's like craft store cinnamon spice, like a nice fragrant cinnamon with a creamy vanilla. Yeah, that's all it is, cinnamon and vanilla. So there's that. I have 2 apple cherry cider. This was from the Harvest trio that we had that came with cinnamon roasted pear, huckleberry apple pie, and this one, I think. Yeah. So there's that. And this is one of those prominently cinnamon notes, and you get, I don't get a whole lot of apple. I just get like a cider note and a cherry. That's pretty much what I get from it. It seems kind of light though, so we'll see how it does. So I've got those 2, and then I have 2 of the scent of the month for December, I think, which was Pretty in Plaid, and I think it might still be available. I think this is my favorite Christmas tree scent. I really do. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Cozy Cabin from the Cozy collection. It's like a soft, smooth fir needle. It's almost like iced pine without the peppermint. I really like this one. So I've got a couple bars of that. I have 2 Crisp Orchard Air. And I feel like this is another one that's really good. You know, if you're it's coming to the end of summer and you're getting sick of like the super summery, beachy, fruity, tropical scents, this is like a good one to melt at the beginning of fall time, end of summer, because it doesn't have any heavy spices in it. I don't even know if there really is a spice in here. It just smells like fresh air at an apple orchard. There's like an airiness about it, kind of like a slight musky, woodsy note, which I guess would be like the tree bark, and then like the sweet apples. It just smells like an apple orchard. That's what I get. I have heard that it's not like super good for performance, but I haven't warmed it yet, so I can't speak on that. But that's all I get is like it's crisp, fresh air at an apple orchard. That's my take on it. I have a cherry clove chutney. Oh, I picked this up in a flash sale a couple years ago, and it's so good. It's spice and cherries. It's just like cherries and spices. I'm excited to warm that. I only have the 1 bar of it. I've never warmed it before. And then I feel like I'm missing one. I think I'm missing, yeah, I don't know where it is, but I have a bar of huckleberry apple pie, and I tend to only warm that in the fall time, and I don't know where it is. I just did my Scentsy Club video, so it might still be in the box. Anyway, I have sizzling cinnamon from the Jelly Belly. I can't bring myself to warm this now. Like, it kind of smells like cinnamon bear, but sweeter, like more candy like just cinnamon hearts candy. Like, that's pretty much what it is. I have a Very Merry Cranberry, definitely holiday fragrance. It's cranberries. It's like tart cranberries. And there might be like a greenery note, but for the most part, it's cranberries. Super good performer, super fruity. I actually gifted a bar of this to my grandmother for Christmas this year, and she loved it. Be Merry. This was another popular one. I think this was a scent of the month, and then they put it in the permanent catalog. This is like fruity Christmas tree. I don't remember what's in here, but you can definitely get that fir tree note and a sweet fruitiness, like berries or something. I like that one. So I've got that. Now this is Welcome Home. This is another one that is available in the catalog year round, but it's really nice. It just smells like a nice craft store, like a Michael's or something. And I could see myself warming it like in the summertime, but I mean, if you like spices, this has like cinnamon. I really could only see, I mean, maybe I would warm it in the summertime, but for the most part, with just that craft store cinnamon spice note, it's pretty much a fall time fragrance for me. But my neighbor, this is her favorite Scentsy scent ever, and she warms it all the time. Like all the time. She always has to have, she loves the cinnamon stuff, like spiced berries and cinnamon vanilla, anything with cinnamon in it, she's all over. Candied Cranberry Pecan. This was a new release for last fall, winter, I believe. This is so good. This is probably like my next favorite cranberry scent. It has a slight pecan note, but it's like sweet and tart cranberries. It's so bright and Christmassy. Oh, I love this one. I love it. So I've got that one. And then I have a Buckleberry. This is kind of an interesting scent. There might be a spice in here, but I can't really tell because the berries are so tart and fruity. It's like a dark berry. Like there's got to be cranberry in here for sure. I don't know. It's just dark, like currants and cranberry or something. But it's definitely a fall time berry scent. So I have that. I have a perfect peppermint. This is just straight peppermint, but these kinds of like blasts of peppermint scents, I really only do for Christmas time. Because I just can't see myself warming this. It's like way too minty for the summer. It's really refreshing though. So maybe it'll make you, you know, feel nice and cool in the summertime. I don't know. But that's not something that I warm in the summer. I have a blue Christmas here. This kind of smells like a little bit similar to Sugar Plum Berry, which was one of the new holiday bricks. It smells kind of similar to that without that fruity berry note. This one has a hint of like a manliness. And it's really strong on the Christmas tree, like almost too strong for me. So I'm happy to warm this to see how it does. But just based on cold sniff, I don't think it would be a repurchase for me. I have a Cozy Fireside here. This is cinnamon and spices, but it mixes with the woodiness to give it like an authentic campfire, not campfire, like Christmas fireplace note. It just smells like you're warm in your house and you have the fireplace going. I really like that one. I have a Grandma's Orchard here. This is like apples and like fall leaves. Maybe a hint of a spice. It's a little bit similar to Crisp Orchard Air, but more on the woodsy, outdoorsy, and a little less on the apple. I have Winterberry Apple Tea. Oh, you know what? I think it just came to me. I think my Huckleberry Apple Pie is in my bakery stuff, because my last video is my bakery stuff, so it's probably sitting in that pile. I don't know why I just thought about that. Winterberry Apple Tea. This is one that I could see people warming all year round, because it doesn't have like a spice. It has a sweet berry and a tea note, but I think because I've only ever warmed it in the wintertime, it makes me think fall. So I only ever warm it in the wintertime. It's really nice. It's a nice berry apple tea note. Like you can smell the tea, and there's for sure like fruity berry and a nice apple in there as well. Spiced berries. I'm pretty sure this is like frankincense and myrrh and berries. And this to me smells more like a craft store than even Welcome Home does. And I think it's that sweetness of the berries. It's really nice. So definitely loving that one for the fall time. I have a Sugar and Spice. This isn't really for me. This is for my boyfriend. He likes this one. And for me, I'm not a black licorice person, and that's what I get from this. It's almost like a slight root beer note meets a black licorice. Has a candy coating scent. Not for me, but he likes it. So that one, all his. Apple and cinnamon sticks. This is another fall time staple. I do have an issue with this one though. This is probably the only scent. There might have been another one that did this, but from what I can remember, this is the only scent that gave me a consistent headache. Like every time I warmed it, I got a headache. Because it is so spicy and powerful. But I love it so much. I am fine with getting a headache every time I warm it, because I like it. So that. I have 3 Homestead Holiday. Really like this one. This one has like blood orange, fir needle, and spices. It smells like the sweet version of Welcome Home because of that blood orange. There's a slight tree note, but it's just like sweet spices. I really like this one. That's why I picked up a couple, like I've got 3 bars of it there. Really like that one. And then I have 4 of my beloved blood orange spice. I love this one. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so good. It's so good. I'm so sorry that this, not a lot of people liked it. I love it. You have that sweet blood orange and spices. And I have it in my Scentsy Club just in case we don't see it come back. I really hope it does though. And then we have cedar cider. This is woodsy cedar note meets a spice cinnamon clove type note. It's kind of earthy. Really like that. So I've got just the 1 of that. I have 1 Farmhouse Fir. This is like another really good Christmas tree scent. It's very sweet. This is like fir needle and some kind of fruit or berry or something, but it gives it a nice fruity sweetness. I really like this one too. This is probably one of my second favorites for Christmas tree. I like that one. And then I have 2 of the evergreen and grapefruit from the holiday trio. It's kind of similar to Farmhouse Fir, but more prominent on the tree note. Like I feel like in here, it was like an equal balance of fruity, sweet note and tree note. And this one is like that grapefruit sweetness is like 1/3 of it. And then 2/3 is like evergreen fir Christmas tree. But if you liked either one of these, you would probably like the other. So there's that. And then I've got 2 cinnamon roasted pear. This was from the Harvest Collection trio. And it's cinnamon roasted pear. It's that juicy pear note and spices. I don't know if there's like a roasted note. I just get pear and spices. So there's those. I have Huckleberry Wreath, which I believe is currently available in the clearance section. So if you haven't tried it, you should be able to pick it up in there. This is one of the new releases that I was really excited for the last fall and winter catalog, because we don't do like a whole lot of huckleberry scents. And so I was like, yay, there's a new huckleberry scent coming. Awesome. And I smelled it and it's super light. And you don't get a whole lot of that berry fruit huckleberry note. For the most part, it's a subtle, light, like wreath, greenery note. But when you warm it, that berry note definitely comes out more, which I really like. So this is like a bedroom scent, because if I melt it in my open concept, it's gone. So that would just waste the bar. So definitely bedroom for sure. I have an I'm Snow Over It, which was also another new release. What you doing? This is very, very light, kind of refreshing, cool type bathroom scent with a hint of a fir needle. But it also has that fresh snow coolness. So that's a good, refreshing bathroom scent. Super light though. And then I have Christmas Cuddles. This I don't like this at all, and I think I really would like it a lot more if it didn't have that rum note or bourbon. There's a liqueur note in here, and I don't like the smell of like boozy notes. I don't even like the smell of like real alcohol. I can't stand the smell of it. So I'm not a fan, but it's like hot chocolate, kind of chocolatey, and a bourbon or a rum, some kind of whiskey note, and I don't like it at all. And then I just made a big mess. We're almost done here. I have 5 of the Perfect Pumpkin Pear, and I fell in love with this. This is like a fall time potpourri. It really is like a fall time potpourri. Everybody else seems to not really like it. I know a couple people who do really enjoy it, but for the most part, this was not a well-liked scent. It smells like, I don't really get like pear per se. Maybe a little. But for the most part, it's like sweet pumpkin, and I think the sweetness is coming from the pear. That's what it is. It's like a fall time perfume, or not perfume, potpourri, and there's no cinnamon, there's no spices, there's no like super woodsy notes. It's just a nice, smooth, fragrant potpourri scent for fall time. Hug in a Mug. This is one of my son's favorites. It smells like hot chocolate. Creamy, rich hot chocolate. That's all it is. I have Autumn Sunset. This is another one like Cinnamon Bear, clove and cinnamon. It's very heavy on the cinnamon, but it also kind of has a fall leaves. Like you can almost smell leaves in here. But for the most part, it's like red hot spicy cinnamon. I have 1 bar of Painted Leaves. This is so good. This is like, the air is crisp outside, and you're going on a walk through the forest on like a trail. The ground is kind of damp. There are leaves everywhere. You can picture the broken twigs and the brown and orange and yellow and red leaves all over. And the air is, like I said, it's cool. There's a slight breeze, and you can smell the damp leaves. And when you breathe in, that cool air like refreshes your sinuses, and all you can get is leaves, like fall leaves with a blast of coolness. That's what this is. It's exactly that. It's so good. Painted Leaves. That is the perfect fall time fragrance. I have an Orange Clove Pomander. This kind of gives me, I don't know if it's the mixture of everything that's happening in here, but I get like a campfire note. Like a fireplace. There's a sweetness, definite spice, and it just smells like a sweet, slightly spicy scent with a hint of a woodsy campfire note. That's what I get from this. So I really like that though. I don't mind those sort of campfire notes, campfire scents. I have 3 Holly Berry Cinnamon. This is just another craft store spice type scent with a berry note. It's kind of different than spice berries though. This one is sweeter, and there's more of that berry in here and a little less of the spice. So I have that. And then lastly, I have 3 Huckleberry Sage. Love this one. This doesn't have any sort of spices in it. It could be melted at any time during the different seasons, but I think because of that earthy sage and that just sweet huckleberry note, I like it for fall time. I think it's a fall time fragrance. At least that's just where I choose. That's when I choose to melt this one. So I've got 3 of those. Definitely would love to see this come back. It's such an awesome scent, a great performer. So that's it. That's my fall and Christmassy type scents. So thank you for spending the last half an hour with me, and look forward to part 6. We will be discussing my bakery scents, and that will be the final part in this series, and that will have been all of my wax collection. And after that, I have to do my empties for March because I am long overdue for that. I have quite a bit of empties. So a couple more videos coming up for you guys. I hope you're all staying safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.